JaiSai Ram, Jai Shri Krishna. आज ये विचार आया. This morning I got up and I usually sit here exclusively whenever I get up in the morning or whenever he wakes me up in the morning. I sit here from 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, whenever he wakes me up, and then whatever thoughts come, and I try to, put them down, either in a book form or like this, talking to you. So this time, I just came here and this page opened, and this I saw attain, you see, the chapter 13th, and what came to my mind was a very important shloka of 19 and 20 in chapter 13th. There, Shri Krishna is explaining to Arjuna the process, or how the perception, how do we perceive things, how do we judge them and discriminate them and to realize what is right and wrong, and then accordingly accept them or reject them. Then you stand clear, pure, you are not bound to them. You see, you're not a slave of the mind, you're a master of the mind. In that context, what is written here is, first see how the mechanism works. Your mind mechanism, how does it work? So you see, I'm looking at things, everything. It is the senses, the eyes, the ears, they see, they hear, they smell, they taste, and I feel, touch. So these are my senses. So by these senses, I'm able to see things, hear things, words, and could be chirping of the birds or the discourse given by a guru or whatever it is. So this becomes a medium. For me to realize what I see, I need to connect my eyes to that particular sense. Just मान लीजिए, I'm looking at through my eyes. So I am looking through my eyes. The medium in between is the mind. So mind is the connection between me, the self that I am, and through this mind, through the eyes, I see. Similarly, when we hear the discourses, the lectures from the acharya or the gurus, then we connect the mind to the ears, and the ears become more active, focused, and they are listening to what the guru says. And if you are totally focused on the listening, then you are least concerned about what you see around you. Otherwise, क्या होता है कई बार, sometimes people are listening at the same time. A part of their mind is going through the eyes also. So it becomes divided, not focused, divided. How is he sitting? What is he wearing? How is he talking? How is he shaking his hands? There's a mic in front, there's a flowers, something behind. So this is distracting, see? And then you are not focused on listening. Then this doesn't get impacted in your mind, in your heart, and then it is useless. It doesn't stay. So that focusing of the mind towards the ears, what you're listening, makes an impact upon you. Similarly, supposing you are enjoying a scene, something beautiful outside, भगवान के दर्शन हो रहे हैं, और किसी के नेचर को देख रहे हैं, एंजॉय कर रहे हैं. At that moment, their indriya, our senses are active all over. We are able to see the mind. You see, mind has infinite capacity. At the same time, you can see. At the same time, you can hear. At the same time, you can feel everything. You see, But it depends on you whether you are keen on seeing and enjoying, then your mind is connected to that vision. इसलिए it is the mind that connects you through your senses, the outside world. Okay. Now this mind, these senses, so-called, जो हमारी इंद्रियां हैं, they are stool. Stool means physical. The eyes, ears, nose, everything is physical. And over the physical, what controls the physical is the subtle. And the subtle is the mind. So mind controls the senses, like the reins of the horses sitting on the chariot. But the charioteer over the mind is the intellect. That is the charioteer. That intellect tells you, discriminates, but this is what I see, and knows. It does intellection, it gets to know. The knower becomes the intellect. But when the intellect is unaware, then the mind overrides the intellect and does what it feels like. You become a slave of the intellect and the self. So, no, not that. So here we are talking about how to improve our perception, our intelligence, our actions and behaviors. So that is more important. So when the intellect becomes discriminative, then you realize this is right and this is wrong. This is to be accepted, this is to be rejected. किसको मैं ग्रहण करूं, किसको मैं त्याग करूं. So when this discrimination comes, then you are able to discriminate between what you hear, see, do in the world. Then you become a better person. See, then you are in control of yourself. Over the intellect, what makes the judgment over the intellect is the I in me. Let's say it is taken as consciousness. I'm conscious of what I see, I'm conscious of what I hear, I'm conscious of what I touch, I'm conscious of what I taste. This consciousness is, according to Patanjali, is an instrument of the Atma. Consciousness is jad. It is the current. Current means instrument. Instrument means medium. Through the consciousness, I become conscious of, aware of the outside world. Even my body also. I know all about my body through my consciousness. So this consciousness is an instrument of the Atma, the real seer, and all that is seen. So the real seer is me. That is fine. That's okay. That is the truth. That is in this human body. It happens all the time. But when this happens, the seer sees the consciousness, the aham vritti isko कहते हैं कि the I in the body, that I am in the body, that I am the seer, I am the doer. जब ऐसा भाव आ जाता है, when you start thinking, it is happening automatically. It's by nature it is happening. Eyes are seeing as it is they are seeing. But when I take the credit that I am doing it, that I am seeing it, that I-ness, I का जब तड़का लग जाता है, when you attach your I to everything what you see, do and think and whatever it is, then I notion gets connected, then imposes over your Jivatma, self, that I am, and it pollutes my thinking, pollutes my doing action. I take the credit as if I am doing it. Okay? That is what is happening in us all the time. So here, God keeps silent. Okay? If you are not wise, and if you are a doer, you think you are a karta bhav, doer, ego prompted actions, selfish actions, then you bear the fruit of it. Then don't blame God, because you have not connected yourself with the God. You connected yourself with your own self. No. Wrong notion. It gets into a problem. And we start blaming for whatever bad happened. We say, God, you have done it. Whatever good happens, then you say, oh my God, I've done it. See, I did it. What I said came true. What I did, nice. So you take the credit of it. So over this I, the consciousness, the chit, awareness, the self in me, I see everything. Over this is something which is called unmanifest. It's like something, it is a power is over me that makes me forget that I am not the real doer. He is Karta Purak. And that supreme being is, you can call it God, you can call it Paramatma. Give it any name. Anything. Ishwar bol do, Paramatma bol do, whatever you say. It can be given an umpteen number of names. He is the real cause. He is the real seer. He is right in the background, the ultimate, nothing behind him, and he is it. He is the real seer, doer, and everything. Unless we realize him, we'll be under the spell of his power, Shakti, consort, Maya. Maya is a very delusionary power of Bhagavan. Bhagavan remains hidden by his own power of Maya, darkness. What does Maya do anyway? It connects you, makes you believe that you are the body and you are the doer, one thing. Second thing, it makes you forget. No. The real doer is Paramatma. तो इसलिए ये तो हमने 13th and chapter के अंदर 19th and 20th shloka में we saw. The second thing is, apart from these organs of perception, knowledge, then we have these organs of action. The hands, the feet, this, that, and the other. You know the five. So these things are done automatically by our consciousness. But at the same time, so that to be free of our action, that I am free for the work that I am doing, action that I am performing, the karma that I am doing, I should be free that it's whatever the result is, the fruit of this is, I should not be bound of it, bound with it. So what do? Then Ram Sukdaji here is very, very clear, and he says, go back to the 7th chapter. See, read this 12th shloka, and there it says, Bhagavan says, Shri Krishna says to Arjuna, hey Arjuna, think like this, that all actions are performed by me. You are not the doer. So you see, in a flick of the second, he's transferred the thinking of Arjuna or all the devotees or the seekers from they are doing it, I am doing it, to Krishna, that he is doing it. This way you become free. But at the same time, Krishna says in the same shloka, 12th chapter, in the 7th chapter, 12th shloka, Krishna says, all these actions are performed by me, yes. Through my prakriti, yes. Through my power, yes. But they are not in me, I am not in them, I have nothing to do with it. It's the nature who is doing it. So it is, it is very, you have to think it very carefully. Very carefully. For a bhakta, for a devotee, whose mind is focused only on the Lord, on Paramatma, आप ही सब करता हो, आप ही के कारण ये जगत उत्पन्न हुआ, आप ही पालन कर रहे हो, आप ही अपने समा रहे हो, ये सूर्य भी आप ही की शक्ति से चमक रहा है, ये सारे all the planets are moving around, everything is happening in nature, आप ही की शक्ति से, by your शक्ति only, by your will only. At the same time, Krishna now, for a bhakta, he realizes, because his focus is on God, Paramatma, his Ishta Devta. Hey Bhagavan, आप ही तो कर रहे हो सारा. At the same time, for a wise person, उसमें क्या हो जाता है? It is fine. आप कर रहे हो, that is the fact. The Gita says so. At the same time, when things start going bad with you, अनहोनी जिसे कहते हैं, and then you start blaming God. You said you are doing it, so why are you doing it to me? I'm your bhakta, I'm your devotee for the last so many years, so many births rather. Then you start putting the blame on God that you are doing it, you have done it. To clarify that, to put solace in that person, then Bhagavan says here in the 13th chapter at Shloka 19 and 20, he says, no, by my Shakti they are, the nature is working, the Prakriti is working, my Shakti is working in them. Similarly in you also, my Shakti is working in you. Whereas if you think you are a doer, then don't blame me. You take credit for your action, then you take whatever happens, you enjoy the fruit of your action, good or bad, whatever it is. Their 12th chapter and 12th sloka says ki if you do that, okay, fine, but if you do an action and don't worry about the fruit, you're free. Tatkal shanti mil jati hai. But even better than that is the 19th shloka of the 12th chapter, where it says Tulya Ninda Stuti Morning. That means in honor, dishonor, praise and blame, dukh sukh ke andar koi aapko praise kare, blame kare, and you remain unaffected. That person is called a man of wisdom, Siti Pragya, man of wisdom, and and wo Bhagwan ko bahut priya hai. That means you have to do this effort yourself. You have to make your personality, your thinking like that by satsang in the company of good people. That you should remain effective, cool all the time. See, nothing seems to bother you. You are not agitating anybody, nor are you getting agitated yourself. You are not provoking anybody, nor you are getting provoked yourself. That steadiness, like mountain, that is a quality which Krishna says, "Mujhe bahut priya hai." I love that devotee of my life. Supposing if I am not able to do it by my own efforts, then Krishna says in the 12th chapter, the last 20th shloka, then leave it to me. If you can't do it, if there is an I in you which prevents you from doing it, then surrender at my lotus feet. All your I-ness, minus at my lotus feet, and then consider me as all in all, then I will liberate you from all sins. Baat khatam. If you truly believe that he is doing it, then concentrate on him only. Then whatever happens, it happens through nature, prakriti, whatever it is, actions are being done through your mind and body. You see, let it happen. फिर वो अगर ये जान जाओ कि परमात्मा ही कर्ता पूरक हैं, तो सब कुछ अगर वो कर रहे हैं और तुम्हारा विश्वास, श्रद्धा, भक्ति, belief, faith is totally in the Lord. If you stay by the Lord, then his Maya, his delusionary power does not affect you. Then you are Maya Pati के साथ में आप हो. The Lord of the universe, Lord of the Shakti, माया से परे हो. अब आप शिव के पास में हो, आप परमात्मा के साथ में हो. And then he takes care for you if you surrender yourself totally at his lotus feet, and then you realize कि उनको हर चीज को आपको सहने की, समझने की शक्ति, क्षमता आ जाती है. You see, you get that thing that you are able to see everything. उसको कहते हैं कबूल करना, accept everything what is happening with you, and what is in your hand, what you have to do. Then God says, Krishna says to Arjuna, look, this is what you need to do. I've created your nature like that, your thinking. If you think you're a warrior, go ahead. Do your actions for the protection of the good. Dharma, uske liye. If your mind, intellect, logic is like that I want to think and contemplate and want to know the truth, the knowledge, then I should realize this changing world, perishable world, is constantly changing, flowing like a river, not steady, not eternal, then what is eternal is the self, the Atma. The person who thinks like that, whose mind is directed towards that, is called a thinker. भगवान ने उसको क्षत्रिय बोला, यहाँ उसको ब्राह्मण बोल दिया. So there is no such thing as classification of a person. It is the mind which what it seeks. You see? So इसलिए जैसा हमारी बुद्धि भगवान ने बनाई है, उसका एक पर्पस है. उसको रियलाइज करो कि what is my intellect, my nature like, what I should be doing. मैंने देखा कई बार कि you see, we get in touch with all kinds of bhaktas, jigyasus, seekers. I've been all over the world like that. I've seen those bhaktas whose mind is tuned totally to the worshipping of the God. Bhajan, Kirtan, Pad Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam वगैरह जो भी हम लोग करते हैं भगवान के लिए, उसके अंदर we get bound to the Lord, जिसका हम ध्येय करते हैं, जिसको हम ध्यान करते हैं, उसके साथ में बन जाते हैं. वो हमको आनंद दे देता है, फ्री करता है. तो लेकिन उसको जो भगवान के साथ में ऐसा है, उसकी बुद्धि भक्ति की है, उसकी दृष्टि, लुक, एवरीथिंग, विजन, इंटेंट, एवरीथिंग इज टुवर्ड्स भक्ति. और वो भक्ति के अलावा मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल और दूसरा कोई नहीं, ऐसा वो ट्यून रहता है. उसको ये ज्ञान की बातें अच्छी नहीं लगती. इसे नो नो नो, डोंट टेल मी अबाउट दिस आत्मा, परमात्मा, प्रकृति, नेचर, ऑल दैट थिंग. नो नो नो, आई एम फाइन, आई एम डूइंग फाइन, आई एम हैप्पी वर्शिपिंग द लॉर्ड. तो वो जो जिसमें ऐसा हो, भक्ति भाव हो, ये भी भगवान की कृपा से है. और जो सीकर होते हैं, ऋषि मुनि वगैरह, who wants to know the in reality, ये भगवान आपकी ही शक्ति से सारा संसार चल रहा है. आपने ही ये बनाया है, आपकी शक्ति से ही आप उसको पालन कर रहे हैं. आप ही ब्रह्मा विष्णु महेश सब कुछ जो कुछ है आप ही हैं. मैं हूँ, मैं आपकी शरण में. आई एम कम टू एट योर लोटस फीट. Keep my mind on the right track. And this is what we chant in the Gayatri Mantra, which is a very powerful Gayatri Mantra written by Rishi Valmiki in the Veda, Rig Veda. उसको जरा ध्यान से देखो, तो that will keep us on the right track. कि Om Bhut Bhuva Swa, the one who resides in all the three spheres of time and phases of our life, physical, mental, heavens and everywhere, past, present, future, everywhere existing is the Om Sarup, and he is the Om Sarup Paramatma. And he is shining brightly, like brilliant sun. Because, see, if you read my book in the chapter 3rd, you see the self-realization. In the chapter 5th, you see the vision of the light. And that light is not like the sun. It is a light of awareness. Sun is light, yes. It illuminates what has been created, the creation. Because of the sun, we see everything around. We see the creation appears because of the sun. Similarly, the light of awareness, it makes you aware of even the sun, behind the sun. So this light of awareness is the supreme light. It has nothing to do with anything. It is apremeya. That means nothing to do with the nature. Nature works quietly as it is. And the light is nishkriya, actionless, and always anandam. It exists, sat, yes. It's aware of its own self, and it is in anandam. So this, when we reach that stage, where you find that I alone am, and I am aware of myself, and I am in Anandam. Anandam is different from peace. It's sort of bliss, Peace is in the mind. When the mind becomes silent, quiet, peaceful, undisturbed, unperturbed, you have a reflection of the Anandam in the mind, and you feel peace. That peace is sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evening, it goes to pieces. In the Kathopanishad it says, this kind of practice yoga is something like Surya Uday, Surya sunrise, and then it sets. So it is not permanent. See, you are in peace at a certain moment of time when you are doing a satsang or when you are doing a bhajan, kirtan and all that. When you enter the world, then you tend to lose your peace. And all those the bad qualities in you, attachment, greed, anger, this, that, they creep into you. So this is not what we're seeking for. We're seeking for eternal happiness, and that happiness is Ananda. That happiness comes only when you are in contact with the real self, Paramatma, sitting in your bosom, in your heart. That is real happiness. And that happiness is bliss. And that happiness is Ananda. जिसको शौक है, जिसको interest है, one who has an inclination for this, he then while doing his work and duties as his dharma, and he can remain connected with him, then he is free from all actions. And then in his mind comes, oh Lord, Hey Krishna, Hey Swami, Hey Sai Ram. आपकी कितनी कृपा है. In this busy world, living as a family man, doing all the work, having wonderful children, grandchildren, going all over the world, doing all kinds of work, that you will instill in me, in you as well. You realize it is in you also. This inquisitiveness is in you also. How do you know this inquisitiveness is in you? When there is a bell in a house, somebody rings a bell, somebody knocks at the door, what do you say? Kaun hai? Dekh ke aao. When you pick up a phone, when a ring comes, you pick up a phone, hello, who is it? So this is when you don't know and you want to know, is inquisitiveness. In the worldly thing, everybody is inquisitive. Everybody is inquisitive. When you turn this inquisitiveness instrument from the world to your own self, then you become aware of who you are, how the actions are performed, and who is behind all this, and who is controlling not only your body in action, the entire world. And if you come under his lotus feet, under his fold, and then you're liberated from all sins. So what? That Krishna says in the 18th chapter, in the shloka 66, that Mamekam Sharanam Vaj, you come to my feet and then I shall liberate you from all sins. So sins are committed by our mind, and mind is, Swami Krishna steals the mind as he stole the mind in the Bhagavatam of the gopis and gopalas. They were not interested in this all this Gita and all that thing. They knew Krishna. बांसुरी बजाई कृष्णा के पास में पहुंच गए और आनंद विभोर हो गए और घर का काम करते रहते हैं सब कुछ. लेकिन जो घर में एक बार कृष्ण आ जाते हैं, आनंद विभोर हो जाते हैं, then becomes your charioteer, becomes your he protector, guide, everything in life. Then you will realize that every moment to moment you will find guidance. Guidance, yes, guidance. In your worldly affair also, in your spiritual wisdom also, and he does apohon. Apohon means he removes all your spiritual doubts also. So that kind of attachment, belief, trust, and total surrender at his lotus feet, then he is the Lord, and you are sitting at his lotus feet and then praying to him, oh Lord. फिर भगवान अंदर से दिल के अंदर से ना उनकी स्तुति निकलती है. You glorify the Lord. अरे बाबा, भागवत में जो पढ़ो, क्या क्या गजराज ने जो स्तुति की है विष्णु की, ध्रुव ने जो स्तुति की है भगवान विष्णु की, और जो अक्रूर जो लेने आए थे श्री कृष्ण को फ्रॉम वृंदावन, और जब when अक्रूर Mama realized, oh my God, this little boy that I'm taking to Mathura is not only the Krishna, the flute player of Mathura, he is everywhere. When he went down into the Yamuna river to have a bath, he saw Krishna everywhere. Then he realized, oh my God, He is Krishna, the Lord of the universe. He is omnipresent. Everywhere is Him only. ये जो स्तुति है, ये जो glorification है, it comes from the heart, spontaneously. And then you become everything. Then you realize what is written in the 7th chapter, 19th shloka, Vasudev Sarvam. All is the presence of the Lord in the universe, in whatever it is. Whatever it is, Sat, the truth, as Shivam in you, and Asat is what this world is, which is appearing and then disappearing also, changing also. So Bhagavan says that I am the same. वही उन्होंने 9th chapter के अंदर 19th श्लोका में कहा, सत असत दोनों में है. What you see consciousness is also me, and what you see as the jad, the inert matter, that is also me. In the 11th chapter, in the 37th shloka, Krishna again says this to Arjuna. Arjuna, don't get confused. All this is me and my Shakti, my power, my Prakriti, my nature. इसलिए जब उन्हीं को सर्वोच्च मानो, that he is all in all, he is परमात्मा, he is supreme, तो सारे काम करते हुए अपने duties and responsibilities को keep on doing duties and responsibilities, which you can say your dharma, your swadharma, and then if your mind is always connected to the Lord, and then treat his presence in you as peace. Like it says, the proof of the rain is the wetness of the ground. Similarly, the proof of devotion is the silence that you have obtained within you. है ना? इसलिए realize, इस बात को जरा हम लोग ध्यान से देखते हैं कि when the higher self appears, the lower self disappears. Meaning, जब परमात्मा हमारे ध्यान में आ जाते हैं, the Lord comes in our view, in our mind, in our heart, and in our awareness, then the lower self is that I am doing it. That notion, that is a wrong notion, that I am the doer, I am the body, that disappears. That is the lower self. So the higher self is the presence of the Supreme Being, Lord. और इसके अंदर जो पार्ट प्ले करती है ना, that is the Maya, the delusion power of Maya. Only Mayapati can remove it, and only he knows. ये गुरु नानक ने बोला, सोचा सोच न सोचिए जो सोचे लग बात. Even if you think millions of times for umpteen number of birds, you can never realize him. Similarly, forget about that. Just with this much of little bit of this understanding, there's so much to know. Swami, God is eternal everywhere. अगर इतना ही आ जाए, और with this much only remains, oh thou Lord, only thou art, सिर्फ आप ही हैं, बस खत्म हो गई बात. भगवान को प्रार्थना कर ली तो सारा जगत आ गया, सारा संसार आ गया, और उन्होंने सुख शांति जो दे दी वो उनकी महान कृपा है. इसलिए हम सवेरे उठ करके एक तो हम we learn to value this time that we give. A precious moment in our life is this now. This is the present moment. Should not waste even if, for me, I'm 83. I don't want to waste even a moment without contemplating, thinking about God. Yes, you might say, what about after 10:30 when you are out in the world? Yes, but I'll keep that thought, and it remains in my mind. If not in the picture form, image form, it remains in the peace form. You are at peace all the time. You are in tranquility. You do your duty, accept what comes and what goes. You stay peaceful and quiet and silent. So God, you feel that God is always with me. You are never alone, because He is always with me, because He is Atmalinga Prabhu too. इसलिए इस ऐसे भाव को to realize this, it's only by God's grace that we are able to think of Him and think He is the Karta Purak, that He is the doer, He is the protector, He is the guide. हम उनकी फिर भजन कीर्तन सेवा पाद सेवन करके हम अपने को शरणागत कर देते हैं कि लॉर्ड नॉट मी, इट्स यू ओनली. उनकी तरफ जब ध्यान चला जाता है तब हम अपना आईनेस माइनस सारा भूल जाते हैं. एंड आईनेस माइनस इज अनदर फॉर्म ऑफ माया. भगवान ने कैसे वो वस्त्र जो हरण जो उन्होंने, the gopis were having a bath in the river Yamuna, and when he stole their clothes and sat on the tree, he told them, come out. They were aware of their body consciousness. They said, no, don't do that. But Krishna says, if you look at me, you'll forget your body consciousness and come to me. They looked at Krishna, enchanting, charming, smiling face of Krishna. They got so attracted, attached to Krishna, they forgot about their body consciousness and went to Krishna, and they drove what? Supreme pleasure, bliss and anandam. इसको ध्यान में रखना है कि whenever we have this kind of wisdom in us, and then what we do, how we feel and react in the world, then this becomes an audit of your actions and behavior. And whenever you have a personal quiet time, then sit down and evaluate. This is what I have learned, what I saw, what I heard, and what Krishna says, what Sai Baba says, and what I have seen. Sai Baba is our divine teacher. It's because of him that we are able to speak and have that kind of a tendency towards him, bhakti towards his lotus feet. So jisko bhi mante ho, it doesn't matter who, but at least think of that and think of your present action, compare the two, and try and emulate the character of the great souls and Mahatmas and avatars. What Rama did, what Krishna said, and what Sai Baba taught us, the supreme thing, love all. Respect the good in all people. Respect the good in all people. So there is no hate. You are able to distinguish. आप parahans बन जाते हैं. You see only the goodness in a people, in a person, and not the other thing. You discard that, and then you respect that, because that goodness is there because of God's kripa on him, God's grace upon him. So you see the goodness everywhere. So we pray to the Lord, oh Lord, keep my mind on the right track, and remove all the bad qualities from my mind, and become my charioteer, enlighten my intellect, so it becomes discriminated by your presence, and my actions become in the right direction. So this is a way in which we can improve we can transform ourselves, and for our actions, for thoughts, words and actions, by the presence of the Lord within. So we will end here today by praying to the Lord, O Lord, Om Bhur Bhuva Swa Tatsavitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasa Dhimat Dhiyo Na Prachodaya. I surrender at that lotus feet, O Lord. Please कृपा कीजिए, दया कीजिए, रक्षा कीजिए, मुझे भक्ति का दान दीजिए, आपके चरणों की भक्ति का आप दान दीजिए. जय साई राम, जय श्री कृष्ण, जय श्री कृष्ण.